G'day guys. So this afternoon I've decided to come for a bit of a walk up Red Hill, which is a small mountain here close to my home, and I'm getting some really beautiful clouds passing overhead, and I thought I'd make my way up to the top of the mountain just to shoot some images of those clouds as the sun sets in the west this afternoon. I came here the other day with a view to shooting sunset as well, but conditions turned out not too great for landscape photography. This big rain front moved through, and it's quite dramatic, but I didn't really get any landscape images as I'd hoped. So I've come back today, and I'm hoping that conditions will be slightly more favourable. I'd also come up here to shoot some light rays, or godfingers as I like to call them, on the top of the hill, and that may be the case again today, although the cloud isn't quite as heavy as it was the other day. But we'll see when we get up there, and maybe as the sun gets lower in the sky, clouds might roll in a bit thicker and produce some of those light rays that I'm after. It's a bit of a sharp climb up the hill here, but it's about a 20-minute hike up to the crest of the mountain, and I'll continue walking up there and talk to you again once I get to the top. Alright guys, so I've made it to the summit of Red Hill, and I mentioned earlier that I'd come up here the other day, and conditions today are very, very different. It's still quite windy up here at the moment, and I think that's just a natural feature of this small mountain that's sort of situated in the centre of the valley that Canberra sits in, and the wind is always a factor up here. There's about probably about an hour and a half until sunset proper, so I might just scout out a few compositions while I'm up here. One of the compositions is off to my left at the moment, and the other one is off to my right, and the sun will set directly in front of me as I'm looking at the moment, so I should get some really beautiful side light on both of those scenes. So the first composition I have in mind is the one just behind me here. So I'm hoping to use these rocks here, and I'll get some really nice side light on those as the sun gets lower, and then the composition will feed up through the layers of the hills here, with probably this one in the foreground just in shadow, and then some beautiful light on the second mound, and then following through the trees and then up to Black Mountain Tower in the background. I'm shooting an aperture of about f13, and I'm bracketing and getting exposure times anywhere from about 1/30th of a second right up to about 200th of a second. The clouds have sort of passed in over the top, which is adding a nice element to the top half of the image, and I'll continue shooting this as the sun sets a bit lower to the west. So this is the second composition I'm looking at shooting here tonight. It's in a polar opposite direction to what I was shooting just before. The beauty of this image is I've got this lovely path that's leading down and crisscrossing across the centre of the frame, and then getting some really beautiful side light on that mountain in the background and these trees off to the right of the frame. I'll be using the same aperture I was using on the other image when it comes time to shoot, and obviously my shutter speeds will change quite a bit as the light lowers on the scene. Again, I'll shoot a bracket of this just to pick up on all the highlights and shadows in the details in the images, and I'll shoot a series of frames hoping to get some really beautiful late afternoon golden light on both scenes. So I got a couple of shots off of the second composition, and a rather large bank of clouds has formed out over the west. That essentially killed off all the beautiful side light that I was getting on that second composition. Even though I'm not getting any beautiful light on that second comp now, what it's meaning is that out to the west, just in front of me here, there's some light rays coming down through these clouds and illuminating all of the Brindabella mountains in behind Woden and the Woden Valley. So I swung the camera around and quickly put together another comp. I've got some rocks in the foreground here, and then that frames the bottom of the image, and then out to the valley and the light rays beyond that. I'll just take a frame now because the light's getting quite good. Again, I'm just shooting brackets of this, going from about a 2 under EV right through to 2 over EV, and got an f-stop of about f13 to f16. Anyway, I'll continue shooting this for a little bit. I probably won't do too much more talking, and put the images up at the end of this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this content. Please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and remember to hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified of any new videos that I'll be putting out. Anyway, from the top of Red Hill, it's goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.